How's it going, everyone? Sorry, kind of been away for a couple weeks due to work, but I'm back and hopefully can once again get back into the motion of things. So, updates to our roster, very small updates, and it probably won't mean much. So, first off, the Packers did announce on Twitter that they are activating Marshawn Lloyd off of injured reserve, but he did just have that appendectomy, and so it's kind of weird that they would bring him back so early considering there was a few weeks left, or probably a week left of the practice window before they had to activate him, but they officially activated him off IR. We did have an open spot on the roster, so they won't have to release anyone. Now, there was kind of questions if he would actually just kind of stay on IR for a week, then bring him onto the roster, or stay onto the roster and go back on IRs, and what kind of the rules are that. So Rob Domofsky has also tweeted about this roster move, said this move likely made in order to put him back on IR or another reserve list after his appendectomy. So apparently there is actually no rule saying, hey, you can not go back on IR after being activated from IR. The only rules that I've seen and read is that you can only get activated off IR twice, and once you get activated off IR the second time, if you go back on IR a third time, you're done for the season, and that they can only have 8 players return from IR in the season. If they have any unused IR slots, they can kind of carry that over into the postseason. So really the only rules are, hey, you can only return twice in a season if you've been put on IR, and that you can only return 8 players. So potentially we might see Marshawn Lloyd come onto this roster and instantly go back onto injured reserve this week. We'll see what happens this week. If they don't put him on this week, then he's not going to go on injured reserve because that'd be a wasted week in my opinion. And maybe the Jaire Alexander injury also could slightly complicate things considering he once again re-injured his knee. And, it kind of takes him a while to come back from injuries in general, but this is also the same knee injury that he sustained against the Jaguars that put him out a couple weeks. So it's going to be interesting how the Packers kind of play with that injury. It's considered not a long-term injury for Alexander, but still something to monitor, and how cautious the Packers want to be about this, considering this is already the second time, just came back and re-injured the same knee of whatever the specifics of that injury is. I just realized during mid-editing of the video, to kind of clarify the return from IR rules, you're pretty much permitted a total of 8 players during the regular season, and if you make the postseason, up to 10 players total. So essentially, you earn 2 more spots that you can return a player off IR in the postseason. But let's just say you only return 6 players in the regular season. That means 2 kind of carries over into the postseason while gaining those 2 additional return from IR for a total of 10 players for the entire season. And kind of wanted to just clarify that pretty much, yes, they do carry over, but you're still capped because you gain 2 additional in the postseason. You're pretty much allowed 10 total for the entire season if you make the postseason, or just 8 if you don't make the postseason and you're just in the regular season. Just kind of wanted to clear that up so it's not as confusing. But just coming out with a quick roster update, trying to get back into the flow of things. The Packers do practice this Wednesday, so I'll have a video about the injury report and where the team stands on that. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.